to my channel. My name is Misty, and this is, of course, Speculative Magpie. And today I'm going to finally do the review for Gord Rollo's The Jigsaw Man. Now, I actually read this before Meg, but it's taken me a while to do the review because I had to get some thoughts in order. That's not a bad thing. I love this book. This book was awesome. But I just had to let it sit and think about it for a little while. Now, a little different. I'm going to read you the synopsis, but not from the back of the book. I got this used off of eBay, so the back is kind of trashed. So I'm going to read you the review, the synopsis, off of the computer over here. So I'm going to be looking over that way for just a second, okay, guys? So here we go. This is the synopsis. What would you be willing to do for $2 million? Michael Fox answered that question for himself the hard way. He was just about to commit suicide when a stranger approached him and offered him $2 million in cold hard cash. And all he wanted in return was Fox's right arm. But that was only the beginning. The mysterious surgeon's plans go far, far beyond one simple limb. And Fox is not the only donor. Once Fox is trapped behind the operating room doors, he discovers that there is no escape from this madness, as bit by bloody bit his body is taken away from him. All right, this book was twisted, y'all. It was awesome. There was just so many, just weird scenes in here. It was kind of horrific once you got into exactly what the evil surgeon was doing. Dr. Marshall and his main security guy, Drake, they were so evil, dude. I mean, just how quick they turn, and how Gord, Rollo, the author, just put little hints in how bad they were when you first meet them and they were being nice to Mike and the other donors. It was just wild. Some people call this like a modern Frankenstein tale, but I really don't. The connection is it's a doctor and he's trying to build a body. So yeah, there is that. But this is the weirdest medical thriller I've read in a long time. And I read some reviews simply because I needed help getting my thoughts together. And some people thought that some of the situations in here were kind of ridiculous. There's a part with an apple core. I was down for it. I thought it fit well. I could see how it could happen. But okay, let's talk about the main character, Michael Fox. He's basically a guy that had his wife and son were killed in a car accident. They were coming to pick him up because he was drunk in a bowling alley. So obviously he considers it his fault. And so does his teenage daughter. And he's estranged from her. He's living on the street. And despite that all, Mike is a very, very likable character. You just sort of immediately feel for him. I mean, you understand how that situation put him on the street and how responsible he feels for anything. So when this big, huge, hulking guy pulls up in a limousine just as he's waiting to get splattered on the train tracks and goes, hey, we're going to give you $2 million. How that just sort of, he latches onto that, because not only can he at least do something for his daughter, he can maybe get out of the streets and, make his life better. And it's only his right arm. So, I mean, it's not that bad. And so he gets to the castle, or that's what he calls it, this big, huge square box building with a tower in front. And he meets the other people that are donating their left arm, their left leg, their right leg. And everybody's just really happy. They're all going to get all this money, and they're going to get off the streets, and they're going to help the Dr. Marshall, because he wants to do this to see if he can reanimate his son, who was born from the, I can never say this word right, the thymaldicide. His son was a thymaldicide baby, that he subscribed the medicine for his wife. So the doctor definitely thinks his son's problems are his fault. And so there's that connection between Mike and the doctor. You know, it's like they're both doing something to help their children. And so that just, you know, makes Mike feel better about the whole situation. He's not just selling his arm, he's actually helping somebody. But that good feeling doesn't last long at all. Very quickly, everything goes downhill. And it just goes downhill horribly. I kind of want to talk about it, but I don't want to give spoilers, because I think if you like horror, and if you are definitely into some weird shit, because this is a weird book, I definitely picked this up. It's really good and it's a lot of fun. But Dr. Marshall is just such an evil guy. I mean, but even he is not as bad as the head security, Drake. Oh, I just wanted him dead. Oh, he was awful and horrible, and the shit that Mike goes through, that he puts him through. I mean, and then some of the medical procedures that they put Mike through in here is like, I want to talk about them, but then again, if you do read the book, I don't want to like spoil anything for you, because it just goes to the extreme. So yeah, I really enjoyed this book. The characters were interesting. Even some of the side characters, like Junie, the nurse that helps Mike with his rehab once he's in the full pieced together body. And the medical procedure before that was just fucked up, y'all. But yeah, so, and the ending was really good. The ending was extremely satisfying when you're reading this. So I really think I'm going to enjoy Gord Rollo, because even though Crimson wasn't like a really fantastic read for me, it was still enjoyable. I enjoyed parts of it, even though I was kind of annoyed with everything that was just tossed into the book. This here is a much tighter story. But it's weird, because this is his first book and Crimson was his second book. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading more. I think I'm going to pick up a couple of his novellas, Crowley's Window and Peeler. I really want to read Peeler. Peeler sounds really good. So yeah, I gave this 5 stars. This is a keeper. This is going on my bookshelf. I'm not getting rid of this book. I don't know if I'll read it again, because I think the shock value will be lessened if I read it a second time. But yeah, this is a really good book, and I think people that like just wild and weird and just out there horror, while it wasn't that gory, it was pretty nasty. There were some nasty areas in here. So definitely a 5-star read. Gord Rollo is one of my, I won't say favorite authors, but he's definitely going to be the one I'm going to check out the rest of his stuff, because this just sounds like his next book sound like a lot of fun. So yeah, that's it. And thank you for coming back, where we talk about books and things. And I'll see you next time for a book tag. Bye, guys.